This evening, former President Mole's running for another term, but it's not the one you think. West Coast farmer accuses neighbor of costing him thousands of dollars. Why hasn't the newly sworn-in ERC started working? And we bring you the top regional and international headlines of the day.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Tuesday, April the 17th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. The court battle commonly referred to as the third term case has captured the attention of many Guyanese. The Caribbean Court of Justice's ruling on the matter could pave the way for a possible presidential bid by former President Bharat Jagdeo. While Jagdeo has played coy regarding his political aspirations, in our top story, Wendell Jeffrey tells us that one former president is a little more direct about his openness to run in 2020.
In January this year, the case of the state of Guyana versus Cedric Richardson, otherwise known as the presidential third-term case, was referred to the Caribbean Court of Justice after the local courts ruled that the two-term presidential limit is unconstitutional. President Donald Ramatar's term was cut short by 2 years because, when faced with a no-confidence motion, he prorogued the parliament and called early elections. Since then, former President Bharat Jagdeo has resumed the leadership of the PPPC. With this in mind, I asked the former President Donald Ramatar if the Cedric Richardson's challenge should fail, would he wish to run for another term? With a thoughtful smile, Ramatar responded this way.
Well, you're asking me to speculate, and I'm not in the business of speculation. I try to deal more with facts. I don't think I don't think it serves any purpose for me to speculate. The PPP will decide and choose who will be the presidential candidate.
The former PPP General Secretary then pivoted to suggest that the PPP has great presidential talent resident among its ranks.
The PPP is in a very fortunate position that we have a lot of talented people within the party that are all capable of making very good presidents should they get the opportunity to do so.
Would you turn down a nomination to that position?
But I've never turned down my party's requests at no time. I've always tried to discharge my responsibility to the PPP to the best of my ability.
It is widely believed that if the challenge to the presidential limit is won, Bharat Jagdeo will be the PPP's presidential candidate. For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Last Tuesday, 6 men were caught in a police roadblock on the east bank of Demerara after an alleged foiled robbery attempt. Today, Mark Prince, Nabadingi Gobin, Leonard Khan, Edward Skeet, Marvin Blackman, and Steve Hercules were arraigned at the Providence Magistrates Court. Only Hercules was charged with fraudulent conversion of a vehicle's identification mark. Hercules pleaded not guilty to the charge. The other 5 men were charged with conspiracy. They all pled not guilty. They were also slapped with multiple gun charges. 5 of the 6 men pleaded not guilty, while the 6th, Hercules, pleaded guilty. The men were also charged for an attempted robbery. However, the plaintiff was not present in court, and as such, the matter was not heard. Bail was rejected on the grounds that the men were known characters who had pending matters in the courts. The 5 other men were remanded to prison until May 10, 2018. The Ministry of Public Infrastructure is in the works of linking the hinterland towns of Bartica and Madia in Cayuni-Mazaruni.
It's anticipated that at the end, shortly, we will be able to drive between Madia and Bartica. So that was the primary reason for my visit, to assess it.
Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson explained that his team visited Cuyuni-Mazaruni Region 7 to get a first-hand look at the two main crossings which will link both Madia and Bartica. He was accompanied by persons from the Ministries of Finance and Public Infrastructure. They visited Cassandra Crossing. The works in that area are progressing and are expected to be completed by mid-2018. By connecting the two newly declared towns, the government is one step closer to achieving its vision to link the coast and the hinterland. Ministry of Finance officials were invited along so they could better appreciate how the resources for the project, such as these, are utilized. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Hector Butts, appreciated the opportunity.
By seeing, by being able to say more, by being able to make strong arguments in the sense of the relevance of the sort of requests which are being made by the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, we can perhaps add some support to it. Then the framers, the budget officers, the ministers will be better able to make some relevant allocation towards the development of the project.
The works commenced in 2017, and the project is expected to be completed by the end of 2019. Hinterland engineer Jeffrey Walcott explained that the contractors are working towards making the deadline. Nonetheless, the weather and the sourcing of raw materials remain the biggest challenges for the workers. To date, the first phase, which includes works from mile 19 to mile 33, mile 78 to Cassandra Crossing, along the Bartica-Pataro Road and Madia to Denham, have been completed. Early Tuesday morning, an NCN journalist became one of the latest victims of home invasion. Shunza Samuels told reporters that someone pried open the rear door of her apartment while she and her fiancé were sleeping. An unknown person allegedly stole 2 cell phones, an Acer laptop, a handbag containing $25,000 cash, and personal documents. Later that morning, a security guard found and returned the handbag, which was discarded a short distance from the robbery scene. Samuels is currently doing her final year research. The laptop contained all of her files. As such, Samuels is asking the general public to help her to locate the laptop. A report has been made to Turkine Police Station and an investigation has been launched. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, one West Coast farmer accuses his neighbor of costing him thousands. And we ask, why hasn't the newly sworn-in ERC started working? But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rates. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature King sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL.
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Guyana. Celebrate and appreciate 35 years of ministry with our very own Prophet Eon Greaves. Saturday, April 28th, 2018 at the National Cultural Center, featuring Sean Sobers, Samuel Medas, Miriam C. Williams, Saiku, Kester D, Sherilyn Maloney, and much more. Tickets cost $1,500, $2,000, and $3,000 and are on sale at the National Cultural Center and Kester D Music Center. Doors open from 8 p.m. Sponsored by Hope is Rising and Dens Trading.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go. Welcome back. One West Coast Demerara farmer is accusing his neighbor of costing him thousands of dollars in crop damage. But Esther Sobers tells us that according to the neighbor, she did nothing wrong, and the farmer is truly the aggressor in this situation.
Randolph Lashley, a cash crop farmer from Etemazurk, is angry because of his neighbor's actions. He has lost thousands of dollars. According to Lashley, his neighbor knowingly hired someone to spray his crops with poison.
Someone tell us my guy to spray the yard. I to spray the yard, and he sprayed the fence and damaged all my crop alongside the fence. Right? I go to the station and I complain to the police. The police asked me if I was home when the fella sprayed the yard. I said the morning when I leave home, I go to do business at Perico. I leave him in the yard spraying, but he wasn't alongside the fence at the time. So while he's doing the business, I get a call. My wife called me and told me that the boy spraying the fence. So I asked her if the spray coming over. She said yes. So when I come, I meet the fella spraying the fence.
Lashley further made reports to the police and NARI, which estimated the damage of his cash crops.
Take out the photograph. From the photograph, I go to NARI. NARI come, they take out the photograph of the place. They tell me they can give me a call. They call me, I go back. When I go back, they give me the certificate to carry back to the station. The value of the greens and the crop that damaged.
Despite this evidence against his neighbor decided to flip the script.
He does many things to me and I just, let go. So how much more I must tolerate? How much more? What next? I don't know.
My neighbor never get arrested. They call she the station. She start tell a lot of lies that I poison the place. I jump she yard. I say I can kill she and burn down she house. The police asked her if she have any report record about that. She said no. She decided to get around, decided to chase out the room. She go outside, they take a statement from me, they take a statement from she. And for then I carry on this thing because I lose it.
However, Lashley's neighbor is denying such claims.
The guy that sprayed the yard, not me. The guy sprayed right through. Honestly speaking, just a little spill there at the end of the fence there. The guy did not spray his yard.
When first confronted about the spraying of the crops, Mrs. Williams claimed that the man she hired didn't spray a lot of poison. However, she soon changed her statement. She then denied ever making the original claim.
Honestly speaking, I didn't do it, and I know the guy did not do it. It's just a little spill. And he came into the station because of January incident. I asked the officer if he wanted money. He said no. I don't know what he want out of me.
He said that, yes, he's showing he wants you to pay the cost for his crops, which is over $7,000.
How much?
Which is over $7,000. He has the papers from Nari.
But honestly speaking, the guy did not spray his plant. He already reaped this thing and they're dying out.
However, Lashley is willing to settle the matter once his neighbor pays the cost for the damaged crops.
I will try to end the story, but the woman do not want to pay the 7,000. She said, "Oh, I want to pay my rent with the 7,000." This is what she's telling people in the area, that I want to pay rent. It's a whole month rent I want to take from she. So I never tell the police I want to go to court. If she tell the police I want to go to court at the station.
However, both parties will be going to court to have their matters heard. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Linden seeks to teach school children about trash. In an effort to address solid waste management issues in Linden, Deputy Mayor Wainwright Bethune said that the council will soon launch a program in the town schools that focuses on the methods and practices of proper solid waste management, saying, "We recognize that most of the older folks would have some difficulty adjusting to such initiative, hence our decision to take this program into the school system. Maybe 4 to 5 years from now, we will actually see people practicing waste management because they would have learned proper waste management, which will be an improvement in and around the township." The move is intended to deter the creation of another generation of litter bugs. Like the rest of the nation, the municipality of Linden has struggled for years to contain and restrict the establishment of illegal dump sites. As such, the mayor of Linden and town council is urging residents to report instances of illegal dumping in their area. The Ethnic Relations Commission was founded in 2000 with the aim of fostering the social cohesion of the nation. Despite the importance of the mandate, successive governments have seemingly held the commission's work as a low priority issue. In this report, Wendell Jeffrey asks, why is this so?
The Ethnic Relations Commission is intended inter alia.
President David Granger sworn in the long-awaited members of the Ethnic Relations Commission, ERC. The list of 10 persons was slightly different from the one that was presented to the then Donald Ramatar in July 2014. At the time, Ramatar did not swear in the commissioners. The prevailing opinion at the time was that some of the proposed commissioners were believed to be too radical for the liking of the then president, so he refused to swear them in. However, when Channel 2 Headline News contacted the former president, he emphasized that that was not true. He was not afraid to swear in the commissioners. Rather, the political situation of that time, Ramatar said, was the mitigating factor that prevented that action.
Parliament took quite a while to deal with the names, to agree on the names. You know, the process is that the Parliament had to agree on the names. Then I would swear in the people who they agreed on. And then they would elect a chairman from among them, and then I would swear in the chairman. So it took a long time. Secondly, I was convinced too that the Amida Falls project would have been extremely good for Guyana to help us to industrialize. And I was pushing very, very hard on that until finally it crashed when the opposition voted against it. The political situation was going at a rapid pace. The no confidence motion was already in the air, already getting tabled before the Parliament went into recess. And so those are the things that distracted me, and then we had the prorogation of Parliament.
Asked directly if he was afraid of some of the then commissioners, Ramatar said no, and added that he thought then and thinks now that the commission is needed. You were saying that some of the names on that list were perceived by your administration to be radicals, and that
the reason that you didn't swear in the Ethnic Relations Commission was because, given the powers of the Ethnic Relations Commission, you were afraid that you did not want to expose yourself to that kind of radicalism.
That was never a consideration. I was always confident that our government was not practicing any kind of racial discrimination. But this commission was not only to look at government. This commission was to look at racial discrimination, ethnic discrimination in all aspects of life in our country. And I always had the view, and I still hold the view, that it's important to have an independent commission of that where we can depoliticize any ethnic issues, where people can go and look. So that was never a consideration for me.
Now, almost 1 month after the revised list of commissioners were sworn in, there has not been one meeting of the commission. Channel 2 Headline News contacted several of the commissioners, and none of them seems to know who is responsible for calling the commissioners to meet. When Channel 2 Headline News contacted the Parliament office, we were told that the Speaker is responsible for convening the first meeting at which the ERC's chairman would be elected. Speaker Bartlon Scotland was not in office when we called. Once impaneled, the ERC has far-reaching powers. The Constitution provides for the ERC to discourage and prohibit persons, institutions, political parties, and associations from including in, advocating, or promoting discrimination or discriminatory practices on the ground of ethnicity. The Constitution also empowers the Commission to make recommendations of penalties, including the prevention of any political party or any person from participating in elections for any breach of the provisions of the Constitution or any law dealing with ethnicity. The Ethnic Relations Commission was an amendment to the Constitution that was ratified in 2000 and was designated under Article 212 of the Guyana's Constitution. For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. The Carnegie School of Home Economics has added a new program to its curriculum. It is called the Nutrition for Dietary Assistant Program. The program is aimed at creating a skilled labor force that will meet the local demand for dietary assistance. The program, which spans 2 years, will require student participation in training in the areas of food safety and hygiene, basic nutrition, meal replacement, and catering, nutrition and life cycle, food service management, and general education, among other courses. At the end of the program, graduates will obtain a diploma that will allow them to further their studies to the degree level at a university. Further, the diploma will qualify them to work in kitchens in hospitals, hospices, colleges, universities, and other places. Prospective students must first obtain 4 CSEC subjects with grades 1 to 4 inclusive of mathematics, English, food and nutrition, and 1 science subject, or persons over 25 with experience working in the fields who need to be certified, or successful completion of the 1-year household management course, or finally, a CVQ Level 1 in commercial preparation. The next batch of students for the program will be for September 2019. Join us after the break for your regional news, international news, and more. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride taxi service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225 5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Guyana, celebrate and appreciate 35 years of ministry with our very own Prophet Eon Greaves. Saturday, April 28th, 2018 at the National Cultural Center, featuring Sean Sobers, Samuel Medas, Miriam C. Williams, Saiku, Kester D, Sherilyn Maloney, and much more. Tickets cost $1,500, $2,000, and $3,000 and are on sale at the National Cultural Center and Kester D Music Center. Doors open from 8 p.m. Sponsored by Hope is Rising and Dens Trading.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoons has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoons Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
You know, I'm tired telling you, stop thief electricity. Shh. Don't shush me. You're gonna kill yourself and burn down people out. Stop, I'm telling you, stop. This man don't hear you know. Hiya go. Look, I fed up with this stupidness, eh? I gonna fix this one here once and for all. Hello, GPL? Here now, I got a big problem wrong here. They got this chap who continuing to do this. Alright, Skipper, you under arrest for stealing the electricity.
Oh, we can live now.
People, stealing electricity is dangerous to life and property, and it is also against the law.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature king sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Welcome back. Here's Bibi Backus with your regional and international headlines of the day.
Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness has expressed support for the British Prime Minister's commitment to preventing the deportation of the Windrush generation. Holness says it was only fair that people who had significantly contributed to the development of the UK should be allowed to take their place as citizens. The British government has since apologized for incorrectly labeling some Caribbean immigrants as illegal. The Home Affairs Secretary had announced a new task force to help those affected. The thousands of Commonwealth citizens who immigrated from the Caribbean are known as the Windrush generation. They are named after the ship which brought many workers from the West Indies to Britain in 1948. It was known as the Empire Windrush. Under the 1971 Immigration Act, all Commonwealth citizens already living in the UK were given indefinite leave to remain. But the government never kept a record of those who were granted leave or paperwork confirming that action. Fighting between 2 rebel groups in Colombia has caused the governor of one remote province to declare a state of emergency. The EPL and the ALN are fighting for control of a cocoa-grown region. The fighting is greatly affecting citizens in the region. William Valimazar, governor of Norte de Santander, said the emergency declaration was necessary to assist people displaced by the clashes. According to him, about 1,000 families had fled the fighting and 4,000 children were unable to go to school. Much of this region used to be under the control of the FARC rebels. But since the signing of a peace deal with the government, they have since left a power vacuum in the area. And in international news, the death of an Indian immigrant held in a Japanese detention center triggered a hunger strike in the facility. On Friday night, a man was found hanged in a shower at the center in Ibaraki. According to reports, he was depressed about how long authorities were taking to decide his immigration status. Officials did not comment on the number of detainees on hunger strike or their nationalities, but Kyodo News says there are over 40 protesting. Japan has notoriously restrictive immigration laws and rarely accepts asylum seekers. This is the 14th death at a Japanese immigration detention center since 2006. And finally, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Joseph Kabila, has fired over 250 judges for not having a law degree and corruption allegations. Justice Minister Alexis Tambwe Muamba made a televised declaration on Monday. Local media reported that a total of 256 were either suspended or sacked. 2 others resigned while another was put on retirement. The country has some 4,000 magistrates in total. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
Now for your 7-day weather forecast and this week's bridge retraction schedule. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube, as well as our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.